You're watching us here on Midcap Radar. Let's talk about the primary market right now. We do have, Laxmi Dental's near 700 crore rupee IPO opening for subscription today. To talk about the growth and, the company's outlook from here on. Interesting business where they make dental aligners. Rajesh Khakkar, who's the chairman and whole-time director, along with Sameer Merchant, who's the MD and CEO of the company, joined in today. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us in our studio. I noticed both of you all have twinned on this occasion. But I'm just curious to know about the objects of the issue, largely because 700 crore rupee IPO,
yes.
The revenues that you're doing are just shy of 200 crores in the previous year.
Correct.
Of this 700 crore, 138 crore is fresh.
Absolutely.
And the debt on your books isn't too much versus the kind of money that you guys are raising. So what is it that you are going to do with that money? And on that, what could the return on assets be if it is for, adding some Capex?
See, so out of the 138, 68 is going towards Capex, where we will invest in the existing plant to upgrade the machinery, add automation, add digitization. In fact, we tell people that dentists are making those physical impressions right now. We are leading a lot in digital. So instead of making a physical impression, you can use a dental scanner and scan the impression. So we're leading that kind of automation. And with those, in the past, we have had a 5x asset turn. And, we will keep growing, moving forward in a similar way.
So hanging there, for 70 crore, near 70 crore Capex, past asset turn has been 5x. Assuming that continues, you are talking about a 350 crore revenue potential from this Capex here. That's nearly 60-70% more than what you've done in FY24 itself.
Again, see, the potential is so high because if you see in terms of awareness in the dental category today, 5 years back and, as today, the awareness is tremendously increasing. And we have a great product range. So we start from pediatric to the teen aligners, to the caps and crowns, to the senior citizen with dentures. So we are spread across all category of dentistry. In fact, we say that if there are teeth, we are in business.
Gentlemen, good afternoon. Thank you for joining in. You spoke about the fact that you guys are in 3 different product verticals, right?
Yes.
If you could explain to us the product mix, which is among the top contributing businesses, and the margin profile of each of them as well.
Sure. So currently, the first business that was started, by Rajesh Bhai was the dental lab business, where we make those caps and crowns. And if you go to a dentist, they make a crown for you, do a root canal, and they will make an impression. Then
don't remind us of root canals.
No, the cap on top is where we come in. So that was the first business, and then we started the aligner business and then the pediatric business. So the lab business is about 15%, the aligner is about 26%, and the pediatric is about 55%. That's how the profile is right now.
And the margin?
And the margin bit?
Yeah, similarly, 15% margin in terms of EBITDA margin, 26% and 55%.
No, that's the contribution to EBITDA. We're talking about the
blended margin. Yes. So blended, H1 is about 24%.
Yeah, so of which, if you could give us a margin breakdown of all these 3 verticals.
Yeah, so that's what I said. In that, the dental laboratory segment, which today is at 73 crores approximately, that's the dental laboratory, and the aligner business is at 37 crores. The dental laboratory has 15%, the aligner has 26%.
All right.
So what explains the jump in margins also? Because you had around 12% margins in FY24 at 19. And do you expect this trajectory to continue? And for your higher margin businesses, would you be focusing on those, if I assume, going forward as well?
I think the focus will be more universal because there is, again, so we believe that one question was on the margin that the 2-year impact that we had in 21-22 was more due to COVID. Because when COVID hit, I'm sure the last thing anyone wanted to go is to visit a dentist, remove the mask and get dental treatment done. But the industry has come back overall globally. So that's how it is growing. And in terms of potential, we believe there is tremendous growth opportunity. There are companies across the world, say in US, in Europe, who have been phenomenal. And, we see usually that what happens there will happen here in some point in time. And the growth part, Raj Bhai has a great sentence. Maybe you would like to add.
I always say इसके 140 करोड़ की आबादी 32 दांत.
That's the time, but a lot of people, 140 में कई सारे, there are people who don't have teeth as well. Let's
we can give them dentures.
Okay, we'll talk about that. But if you could give us a sense of your revenue mix, how much comes in from domestic, how much comes in from exports, what is that mix likely to change? Because as we look in the domestic market, whenever we go to dentists, I hope we don't have to very often, is that the doctor asks us, this is an imported product, this is an Indian product. So is there that import substitution opportunity here? How does that plan change?
So on the dentist part, when you ask this question, our import and export mix is, so 35% of our business is export, 65% is India.
Got it.
In that, when you go to a dentist, when they're talking of usually import, there are multiple categories. So you'll have to understand dental. When they say import is the dental implant which goes inside the bone. We are not in that category. But when they say caps and crowns, that is only in India. You do not import caps and crowns from outside of India.
So who are the large players? Who are your competitors? And what kind of market share in the organized industry do you have right now?
So again, it is very unorganized. If you see 95-98% is unorganized, and we doing this, and there are CDSCO which has come in, so hopefully the industry will get organized, and that's the whole point here, that if it gets organized, the benefit is to the end patient, because you will know what goes inside your mouth. Currently the answer is you don't know.
So the product mix remains, the import to export ratio remains the same at 65-35. I mean,
historically it's been similar, because I think both markets have a great time. We are present in both markets across the world. US, UK is one of our top markets. So we believe that this trend has been there since last 3 to 5 years.
And
so the patient in UK and USA, they're getting the crown and bridges, which is made in India.
Got it. And in India, who would your competitors be? And what's your moat against those competitors?
Like I said, unorganized. Majority, is unorganized. And our
larger
moat is, in terms of larger players, again, there may be smaller regional players as such, but we are a pan-India global dental products player. So with that, we see our moat is, in terms of quality, we are really focusing that have the first US FDA 510K listing, having all the certifications that are needed, putting investment in digitization. So we have 160 scanners which are spread across India to give scan as a service. And those are a lot of things that we are doing to make sure that when you receive a product from a dental company, it should be safe. Okay,
so from the current market potential itself, let's say India has 100 dentists, right?
Yes.
How many of them are, you supplying to right now? How many are you intending to increase in terms of your reach? And what is the typical margin that you give to dentists for recommending or selling your product? Or what's in it for the dentist? Because at the end of the day, while we're consumers, the business is a B2B to G or B2B to C,
correct?
Right? So those guys in the middle have to make some money. What's your, sort of cost to acquire a new dentist, and what's your plan here?
So again, we, in India, there are about 2 lakh dental clinics. We have about 22,000 dentists who are working with us. Out of them, 90% is from India, 10% is from outside of India. In that profile, again, it depends when you ask a question in terms of a product. There are so many SKUs. As a patient, when you go in, there are like 50, 100 options. And the dentists are the people who decide what fits you the best, and then based on that, prescribe to us.
Or what gives them the bigger margin, and then put that.
No, I think Indian dentists,
They are the best they're one of the best dentists in the world, and whatever best for the patient, they always recommend.
Indian dentists are best in the world because we believe that as Indians, we do not treat a patient just by a number, but we also have more emotions attached to the patient as well.
Sure, we would not want to validate that by visiting dentists ourselves. But gentlemen, thank you so much for sparing time and joining us today. Wish you good luck for the issue as well.
Thank you so
and
much.
hoping to get connected again once on your listing.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Good luck for the equity markets. Your company is called Laxmi Dental. Maybe you smile your way with Laxmi as well. So we'll keep an eye out on all of that. That was the management of Laxmi Dental, the issue that is coming up. Meanwhile, while this conversation was going on, there was the update that came in from Purvankara. So pull up Purvankara stock. There has been a big decline in the Purvankara share price, down about 6.5-7% right now. We need to try and understand how much of that was on account of the third quarter update and how much of that was the general weakness that we're seeing in the real estate pack itself. Purvankara down nearly 7%. Take a short break, come back, get you more on the markets. Yes, pre-sales up 2%. So that's a softer number that is compared to all the others that have reported their numbers so far. Collections up just about 6% and that reflects the increased weakness that we've seen on Purvankara. Take a short break, come back, focus on the markets, get you a lot more.